salaries. Once again, I was working for free. I knew then why Rich Dad had insisted that his son and I work for him for free. He was preparing us for the world of entrepreneurship, a world where everyone else gets paid first and you get paid last, if you get paid at all. Success reveals your failures. Another of Rich Dad's lessons was, success reveals your failures. In other words, your strengths will reveal your weaknesses. Again, I did not know what he meant until my own business had become successful. Our nylon surfer wallet business was successful in 2 out of the 5 levels. We were successful at the communications level and the product level. The 3 partners had trained for years to be successful at those levels. The problem was that we were too well trained at those 2 levels, and our success was too great too soon. It was like hooking up a plastic garden hose to a fire hydrant. As soon as international success put pressure on the system, the whole business blew. Our strong points blew out through our weak points. Our strengths had revealed our weaknesses. Our success had revealed our failures. We had failed to strengthen the legal, the systems, and the cash flow components of the BI triangle. We had them covered, but we failed to strengthen them as our success increased. Back to the drawing board. After our venture collapsed, 2 of my partners left the business. I wanted to quit also, but Rich Dad said, rebuild the business. It will be the business school you have been waiting for. For the next 6 years, I went back to the drawing board many times. Each failure was less painful, and the recovery was quicker. Each time I failed, I knew what to work on. I knew what I had to study next. The business school of the streets was guiding me. Each failure was actually making me smarter and more confident. Each failure made me less afraid of failing and more excited about learning what I needed to learn next. Each failure was a challenge, the door to the next world. If I was successful, the door to the next world opened. If I failed and the challenge beat me, the door slammed in my face. If the door slammed in my face, it meant I needed to get smarter. I needed to think harder. I needed to use my creativity to find a way to get into the next door. In many ways, it was like being a salesman on the street again, knocking on doors once more. When people ask me how we survived through all those years without money, my answer is, I do not know. I simply took it one day at a time. After my first 2 partners left and things looked bleakest, 2 new partners showed up. One of them was my brother, John. They brought in some money, but more important, they brought in a new vitality and new skills. One new partner, Dave, brought experience in the systems level of the business. He was excellent at manufacturing. My brother John came in to handle the cash flow level. He was excellent at keeping our creditors happy and suppliers supplying. We also brought in a new advisor, a retired senior auditor from an accounting firm, to help us straighten out our mess. He was happy to work for free since his wife wanted him out of the house anyway. He was happy to have an office to go to. I also believed he found our struggles entertaining. He would chuckle a lot as my 2 new partners and I moaned and groaned about our problems. More than work for free and straighten out our mess, he also helped us raise more capital by teaching us how to raise capital in a more professional manner. As I said, we survived by taking it one day at a time. All I knew was that I did not want to go back to a job as my poor dad had done once his ice cream business failed. In many ways, my philosophy was, I had gone too far to turn back. Rich Dad was correct. It was the best 10-year business school I could have attended. I started with Xerox in 1974 and finally built a successful business by 1984. It was a 10-year process of building, failing, correcting, rebuilding, and failing. For me, it was the best way to learn. Many times, I felt like I was building a race car instead of a business. Our team would work on the business, take it out to the racetrack, step on the gas, blow an engine or hydraulic line, and return to the shop. A system of systems. In many ways, building a business is very much like building a car. A car is a system of systems. A car consists of an electrical system, fuel system, brake system, hydraulic system, and so on. If one of the systems breaks, the car shuts down or becomes unsafe. The human body is also a system of systems. We have the circulatory system, respiratory system, digestive system, skeletal system, and more. If one of the systems breaks, the body may also shut down. In many ways, learning to be an entrepreneur is like going to school to become an auto mechanic or a medical doctor. Just as a medical doctor will look at x-rays or your blood tests, an entrepreneur will look at the BI triangle to assess the overall health and vitality of his or her business. After building and rebuilding my nylon wallet business several times, and building and rebuilding other businesses, analyzing businesses became easier and easier. Today, instead of fear, there is excitement. Today, instead of great risks, I see great opportunities. Today, I know that if I lost everything, I could rebuild it. Going through all 4 of the business schools and gaining school smarts as well as street smarts was a great education. Which is more important? Often I am asked, what is more important for an entrepreneur, school smarts or street smarts? Today, my answer is both. To be a successful entrepreneur, you and your team need to be school smart and street smart. When you look at the BI triangle, you can see why. While all 5 levels require street smarts, the legal and cash flow components really do require a school-trained professional. Obviously, for the legal level, you want an attorney. For the cash flow level, you want an accountant, preferably a CPA. As obvious as this may sound, you would be surprised how many people come to me wanting advice on how to build a business without an accountant or attorney on their team. Team smarts. An entrepreneur needs to know the difference between school smarts and street smarts. More important, an entrepreneur needs to have team smarts, which means finding the best combination of people required by the task at hand. To ultimately win in business, it is team smarts that wins. In Jim Collins' best-selling book, Good to Great, he talks about the importance of having the right people on the bus and in the right seats on the bus. It is also important to get the wrong people off the bus. You need to have a team with the talent necessary for all the elements in the BI triangle. 3 big mistakes. When it comes to legal and accounting professionals, I have noticed 3 basic mistakes entrepreneurs make. 1. They don't have or don't seek proper legal and accounting advice before setting up their business. 2. They listen to their accountant or attorney too much. Many times I have asked the entrepreneur, who is running the business, the accountant, the attorney, or you as the entrepreneur? Always remember, even if they are smarter than you in certain subjects, you are the one who pays their bills. You need to decide the course of your business. 3. They do not have an accountant or an attorney as part of their team. This does not mean you have to employ them full-time. It simply means you need to trust them. They need to know everything and want to know everything. You need to be intimate. Rich Dad used to say, having a part-time accountant or attorney is like having a part-time husband or wife. The difference between school smarts and street smarts. School smarts. A thinker, analytical skills, critical thinker. P thinker. Technical skills, expertise. Street smarts, C thinker. Creative thinker, flexible logic. P thinker, people skills, leadership. On the left side are characteristics generally associated with school smart people. The right side is generally associated with street smart people. My rich dad said, if you are to develop as an entrepreneur, you will need to develop all 4 areas. I will refer again to these traits, and they should become clearer with each example. For now, I will briefly explain each quadrant. A thinker. We all know people with great analytical skills. They enjoyed solving math problems in school. If you offer a new idea, they will probably be critical or cynical more than open to the new idea. Rather than make a quick decision, they will usually think and analyze the situation for a long period of time before deciding. Before making a decision, they will come back to you and ask for more details. C thinker. We all know people who are creative artists in their work. This does not mean they are artists who paint. It's just that they are creative. They could be accountants or attorneys. They like to see the big picture. They think outside the box. C thinkers often drive A thinkers crazy. Flexible logic means they are flexible in what makes sense to them. For example, when I say I can make more money when the market is crashing, C thinkers may be better able to grasp that logic than A thinkers. In other words, C thinkers